Hello students, in our previous lectures we covered the topic transport of food and minerals in plants, under which we discussed about diffusion and osmosis, how the transport of food and minerals and water in the plants take through xylem and phloem. In the present lecture we will be covering the various plant nutrients. What are the non-mineral and mineral nutrients? What are micronutrients and macronutrients? What are the deficiency symptoms in plants? So we will be covering about the different aspects of mineral nutrition in plants today. There are 17 essential minerals. Okay, essential minerals means that they are required for the nutrition, growth and development of the plant. If there is some kind of deficiency of these essential minerals, then it can lead to defects in the growth, development and so on. Okay, so among the 17 essential elements, 3 are known as non-mineral elements and 14 are known as mineral elements. Okay, non-mineral elements and mineral elements. As the name suggests, non-mineral, that means they are not derived from the earth. Okay, they are derived from either the air or water. Okay, which elements are they? They are carbon, oxygen. Okay, carbon and oxygen are derived from the air in the form of carbon dioxide and oxygen gas, whereas hydrogen is derived from water. Okay, so these 3 elements are known as non-mineral elements. There are 14 mineral elements. Okay, these are absorbed by the plant roots from the soil. Okay, from the soil. So water dissolves these minerals and the plant roots are able to absorb these minerals from the soil. So what are the examples? These include the 2 types of mineral elements. Okay, 6 of them are known as macro elements and 8 of them are known as micro elements or trace elements. Okay, so one is a macro elements, other is a micro elements or trace elements. So from this term itself you can understand macro means it is required in large quantities. Micro or trace means they are required in small quantities. Okay, so under macro elements, the 6 macro elements are nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium and sulfur. Okay, these 6 elements are known as macro elements because they are required in large quantities. Okay, whereas micro elements are required in very small amounts in trace elements. For example, iron, manganese, boron, zinc, copper, molybdenum, nickel and chlorine. Okay, 4, 4, 8. Okay, 8 of these are micro elements and 6 of them are macro elements. So in this way there are the 17 essential elements. Okay, we saw how they are categorized. They are categorized as 3 non-mineral elements, 14 mineral elements. These mineral elements are further classified into the macro elements and micro elements. Now let us see what are the functions, okay, functions of these elements. Okay, let us see first the macro elements. What do they involve? Include NPK, calcium, magnesium. Okay, we are leaving out sulfur. Okay, let us see what are the functions of these. So nitrogen is required for the formation of proteins. Okay, proteins. So proteins are made up of amino acids, and amino acids have nitrogen. So one of the very important function of nitrogen is the formation of proteins. And chlorophyll. Okay, chlorophyll also have some nitrogen groups in its structure. Okay, and this is required for the rapid growth of the plant. Okay, next, phosphorus. Phosphorus is very important for photosynthesis. Okay, it is important for photosynthesis, and it is required for the proper growth of the plant maturation, proper maturation of the plant. Okay, potassium. What is the importance of potassium? It helps in the building up of the proteins in photosynthesis. Okay, so it is in the building up of proteins in photosynthesis. Okay, as well as it is very important for fruit maturation. Okay, so the fruit quality can be improved. So at what time generally you can add the potassium? The potassium can be added at the time when fruits are already formed. Okay, small stages they are, and then you want the fruit quality to improve. At the time the farmer can add potassium to the soil. Other important thing is in the function of stomata. Okay, stomata. So what are stomata? These are openings in the pores or openings in the leaves of the plants. So they will open and close. Okay, it will open and close these pores, stomata, so that they can be transpiration. Transpiration. What is transpiration? The escape of water vapor. Okay, escape of water vapor from the leaves. Okay, and there is also exchange of gases going on. So the function of the stomata, okay, also requires very important the role of potassium. Okay, next, calcium. It is present in the plant cell wall. Okay, so and it is also required for the for improving the strength of the plants. Okay, of plants, just like calcium is required for the bones. Okay, in humans and other animals, so same way the calcium is also important for the plants. Magnesium is important because it is part of chlorophyll. Okay, so chlorophyll in its center, in the structure, it has a magnesium ion is there. So because it is part of the chlorophyll, it is also essential for photosynthesis. Correct, essential for photosynthesis. So these are a few functions of the macro elements. Let's see some of the functions of the micro elements. Okay, so which micro elements let us consider is the iron. Okay, iron, boron, manganese and zinc. These are the elements we will consider. Okay, 4 of these. So what is the importance of iron? It is essential for chlorophyll formation. Okay, for chlorophyll formation. Boron is for the production of carbohydrates. Okay, so production of carbohydrates in plants, the seeds, for example rice, wheat, maize, so all of these they have starch, right? So we consume that starch. So the production of this starch, which is a carbohydrate, requires the importance of boron. Okay, next manganese. Okay, it is important for function of some enzymes. Okay, some enzymes. So these enzymes include the superoxide dismutase, for example, need not remember the name. Okay, it is known as in short form SOD. Okay, so this helps in removing the stress. Okay, whatever the free radical reactions are taking place, those can be removed. That is the importance of manganese. Zinc, it regulates the function of, okay, it regulates the function of various enzymes. Okay, in many enzymes the zinc is involved in the function of the different enzymes. Okay, so in this way we have seen some of the functions of the macromolecules as well as the micromolecules. Now let us look at the deficiency symptoms. Deficiency symptoms. Okay, the deficiency symptoms due to these elements. Okay, if there is a deficiency of these elements, then we will see that the plant is showing some characters. What characters? For example, stunted growth. Stunted growth. Stunted growth means the plant is not growing very well. Okay, it is remaining very short. Okay, the growth is restricted. So why it is happening? It is caused due to the deficiency of NPK, that is the nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Okay, so if a farmer in the field, he is seeing that his crops are not growing very well, okay, so then what he can add? He can add the NPK fertilizer. So NPK fertilizer is nothing but nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Okay, so once it is added, then the plant will start growing very well. Next is chlorosis. 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 Chlorosis means there is the yellowing of the leaves. Why is it? Because there is a deficiency, okay, deficiency of chlorophyll production. If there is less chlorophyll you know is green in color, so if there is less chlorophyll, then the leaves will appear yellow. This is known as chlorosis, and this is due to the deficiency of what? Nitrogen, potassium, iron, manganese, magnesium. Okay, so these elements 1 2 3 4 5, their deficiency can result in chlorosis. Next is necrosis. Necrosis or death of tissues. Okay, death of tissues. So why this is happening? This is happening due to deficiency of potassium, calcium, magnesium. Okay, these three elements, if it has a deficiency, it can result in the necrosis or cell death. And the last deficiency we are going to look at is the leaf mottling. MOTTLING. Leaf mottling. So leaf mottling is, there is a reduction, okay, there is reduction in size of leaf, okay, and there is a partial chlorosis, okay, chlorosis. It is due to the deficiency of which elements? That is the deficiency of zinc, okay. Due to deficiency of zinc, we see the leaf mottling symptom, okay. Therefore, in today's class we have covered that what are the different elements, okay. Essential elements, 17 essential elements, 3 are non-mineral, 14 are mineral. Of the mineral elements, the two groups further, okay, these two groups, macro elements and micro elements, okay. So in this way the classification is taking place, and then we look into the functions of these elements: NPK, calcium, magnesium, macro elements. Under micro elements, iron, boron, manganese, zinc. We also look into the deficiency symptoms in the plants, okay. Thank you.